Hello everyone. Today I'll guide you through a powerful concept, paradigm shift. I've had the opportunity to explore how the conscious mind works, the subconscious mind, and how the body is an expression of the mind. When ideas are imprinted in the subconscious mind, it alters the vibration of this instrument we call the body. Our body is essentially a molecular structure, energy in high-speed motion. The label we've given to our conscious awareness of this vibration is feeling. When we ask someone how they're doing, they get a response based on feeling. I feel good. I don't feel so good. I feel fantastic. No one ever says, I'm aware of being emotionally involved with a negative idea, and therefore I'm in a negative vibration. But that's exactly what happens. When we understand this and become aware that we're not feeling too good, we can change it. It takes a bit of training, but it's possible. We're truly responsible for our mood. We allow others to bother us, but it's not necessary. We don't have to react to them. We can respond. We can listen to what they say and then say, you have the right to your opinion, but that's not who I am. We can maintain our own idea of ourselves. Understanding how the mind works and the relationship between the body and the mind and body is important. Now we want to change our results. Our results could involve our physical body. We might want to lose a few pounds. We might want to gain some. We might want a bit more energy. All the energy there ever was or will be is 100% present in all places at the same time. Everything is energy. You'll hear people say, where does all that energy come from? Or where does all that... No one gets energy. Everyone releases energy. Desire is the activation mechanism that lets the energy flow. Now let's do a quick summary. Here you have the little man with the conscious mind. Remember, you have the sensory factors connected to the conscious mind. Then you have the subconscious mind, and then you have the body. The conscious mind has the ability to choose thoughts. Those thoughts turn into images. We pass the images to the subconscious mind, and then the subconscious mind expresses the action. What's the problem? Remember, we said the subconscious mind has no ability to reject. We said the subconscious mind can't differentiate between what's real and what's imaginary. How did we get to this point? I'll tell you, when you arrived, you didn't have some conscious faculties developed. The sensory factors weren't developed yet. Here's how you arrived. This is called the little being. This is the baby. Without conscious mind. So there's the subconscious mind. It's wide open. You can put anything in it. Your subconscious mind is genetically programmed. That's why we resemble our relatives. It's built into the genes at birth, but then we're environmentally programmed. Carl Menninger from the Menninger Foundation in Topeka once said, environment is more important than heredity. Why do you think you speak the language you speak? You speak that language because you were surrounded by people who speak that language in your little life. Because you were surrounded by people who spoke that language in your little life. And the language went directly into your subconscious mind. If you grew up in a bilingual home, you learned both languages. I had a colleague in Murmur. He had a child. He spoke 4 languages at 4 years old. And you look at that and you think, my goodness, no, the child was programmed. Why do you like the foods you like? It's programming, exactly. Now let's pause to reflect on the environment we grew up in. Here's the child, and look, the ideas, thoughts, and concepts that are happening around that child are going directly into that child's subconscious mind. Now through repetition over and over and over again. And remember, the child is getting it all day, every week, every month, every year. And this goes on for 4 or 5 years. And the child reaches the age of 4 or 5 where they can start to think. That child is programmed. That child is programmed to think like the people who surrounded them. If the people surrounding that child went to school, that child will probably grow up and go to school. If the people surrounding that child always lived in hard times, never had money, always in debt, that's probably how that child will grow up. Now this is bizarre, but that's how it happens. It happened to me too. I grew up during a depression. We didn't have money. There was always talk about not having money. You should be satisfied with what you have. Well, that's not true. You should never be satisfied with what you have. You should be happy with what you have. Dissatisfaction is actually a creative state. So here we are now. We have a child who has been programmed. Now let's take a moment to think. What happens when that child starts to think for themselves? Now think about this. The paradigm controls the vibration. The vibration controls the action that produces the result. Here you have the child with the paradigm, and the conscious structures have developed. They have the ability to think. There's power flowing into them. What will they think? They'll think thoughts that are in harmony with that paradigm. That's right. We've been taught that we go to work to earn money. Do you know that working is the worst way to earn money? It's true. You should go to work for satisfaction, not for money. You provide a service for money. You can earn money while you sleep. In fact, we have programs where we teach people to actually earn more money while they're sleeping than they'll ever need while they're awake. You say, well, that's an unrealistic dream. No, that's a paradigm that makes you think it's an unrealistic dream. There are people doing that who aren't even remotely as intelligent as you. But here we are now, we have the person. They've been programmed in their little life genetically and environmentally. That paradigm is nothing but a multitude of habits. A habit is an idea that's been programmed into the subconscious mind over and over again. Now the paradigm is literally controlling the behavior. Consciously, you can think of one thing, but subconsciously the other idea will be controlling you. See, we can sit down and read these self-help books. We can listen to the recordings. We say, yes, I can do it. It makes sense. It's logical. But then we can't do it. Why? Now think about this for a moment. I want you to imagine accepting an idea now to turn your annual income into a monthly income. You say, well, I'd love to, but will you? Probably not. Your paradigm will stop you. You see, your paradigm literally controls the results. Now let's think about how the paradigm was formed. The paradigm was formed through repetition. Ideas were planted in your subconscious mind. Now understand that your paradigm dictates your logic. Your paradigm controls how you use your time. Your paradigm controls your perception of situations. Your paradigm controls your effectiveness. Your paradigm controls the amount of money you earn. If you want to change your life, you have to change your paradigm. You see, for most people, it's illogical that they can turn their annual income into a monthly income. But if you follow our teachings, we'll show you exactly how to do it. We'll show you how to achieve anything you want because we focus on changing the paradigm. When the paradigm changes, your life changes. It's a beautiful concept. It's an absolutely phenomenal concept. Now you understand why you're getting the results you're getting. It has nothing to do with your intelligence. Your intelligence can understand how to do things, but that doesn't mean you'll do them. You'll hear people say, I believe that, but their behavior would indicate they've never heard of it. Why? We believe something at a conscious level, but at a subconscious level, the paradigm believes something else. There's a word called praxis. Praxis is the integration of belief with behavior. We have to take the beliefs we have consciously, that we determine by thinking, and plant them in place of the old belief. You see, I believed I couldn't do anything better than what I was doing. I felt lucky to be in the fire department. The idea of building a company that operated worldwide was the last thing on my mind. But you know what? When I changed my paradigm, my whole world changed. That's what we do. That's what it's about. You have to change your paradigm if you want to change your life. You can study anything you want if you don't gain an understanding of how to alter that program. And that's what the paradigm is. It's a program. It's a multitude of fixed concepts in your subconscious mind that literally control your behavior. It's a beautiful concept to understand. It's a terrible concept if you don't understand it, because it literally controls your life. Why do you think most people go on in their lives and continue to get the same results year after year after year? Well, that's just how it is. And they don't know it. We should be taught this in school, but we're not. How is the paradigm formed? Through the repetition of information. How is the paradigm changed? By repeating information. Now suppose you're having trouble with money. You find you have more expenses than income. You need to change your concept of money. How do you do that? Through the repetition of an idea. That's where affirmations come in. I'll give you one I've used for years. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on the continuous basis. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on the continuous basis. You don't just say it once or twice, you have to repeat it maybe 1,000 times a day every day for 90 days. And you'll start to completely change your concept of money. Rich people have multiple sources of income. Let me tell you what happened to me. I walked around with a battery-powered record player and a long-playing vinyl record and played it over and over again every day, probably for a couple of years. This was so totally illogical, everyone thought I was going crazy. And I read the same book every day, Think and Grow Rich. In fact, I'm still reading the same book. And it was the repetition of Earl Nightingale's information and the book that changed the paradigm. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand what I was doing, but I did it. You know, one day a man came to me at the Waldorf Hotel in New York, the Waldorf Astoria. At the end of a 3-day program, he said to me, Bob, I really want to thank you for what you just gave me. For the first time in my life, I understood how I did what I did. I asked, what did you do? He replied, I won the gold medal in the decathlon at the Melbourne Olympics in Australia in 1957. It's true. Milt Campbell. And he said, I never understood how I did it, he said. Next time you do a seminar, I want to bring my guys. And he did. Milt and I became great friends. In fact, Milt has a key to our house. He can come and stay whenever he wants. I live in Toronto, he's in New Jersey. But here we are now, the best athlete in the world's best athlete, couldn't understand how he got there. Most accomplished people can't tell you why they are. That's why they are. They rewrote the program, they changed the paradigm. They may not have understood how they did it, but they did. That's what our company is all about. We teach people how to change paradigms. Thank you for watching this video, but I ask you to share it with other people. Share it with them. Tell them, come watch this. Start a relationship, build a rapport with people. It's a great way to live. And these are great insights to understand. Thank you for listening. It's Bob Proctor. I'm glad to share it with you.